This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode. It is Friday, March 18th, 2016. And I literally just finished watching the brand new Pee Wee Herman's movie, Pee Wee's Big Holiday. And I wanted to quickly come on here and put together a short little episode just kind of talking about the movie a little bit and really how happy I am that this movie exists. I grew up loving Pee Wee's Big Adventure. I loved it as a kid. I love it as an adult. I love Pee Wee Herman. You know, Pee Wee's Big Adventure has got to be one of my favorite movies ever. Big Top Pee Wee was fun. Didn't love it, but I've always loved Pee Wee. A couple years ago, I mean, going back probably a decade even, I found out that the Pee Wee's Christmas special was a tradition that my cousins, my aunt and uncle watched every Christmas Eve. And so one year my wife and I stayed back and watched it with them. And I couldn't believe how awesome it was. And to this day, I try to watch it every year. Now it's on Netflix. So I've been watching it the last couple of years. And when I heard that you know, a couple of years ago, Pee Wee was back. He was doing his Pee Wee Herman show. Awesome. And when I finally heard that they were going to put together a new movie, Judd Apatow was producing it and Netflix was going to be distributing it, or it was going to be a Netflix original film, I thought, great. You know, years ago you think, oh, it's basically a straight to TV film, you know, straight to video kind of movie. It's just the world's changed as far as distribution. I could care less that this movie came straight to Netflix. I was just excited seeing this as I would have been if it was a straight to DVD or straight into the theaters. Just finished it. It was only 90 minutes, hour and a half. Pee Wee's Big Holiday. Basically, Pee Wee never leaves the small town that he lives in, and he meets Joe Manganiello. I never quite get his name right. And I love the fact that this guy played himself in the movie. He played the actor, Joe Manganiello. And he invites Pee Wee to his birthday party in 5 days in New York City. Pee Wee, who's never left his small little town, decides to leave and take a road trip to get to the birthday party. That's the story right there. But it was such a cute, fun, lighthearted movie. There were moments where I laughed out loud, but I think I was smiling the entire time, from beginning to end. It was, you know, Big Top Pee Wee had its moments, but the thing that I enjoy, the thing that made Pee Wee's Big Adventure so great is that you just watch Pee Wee go from one short little kind of adventure to the next one, to the next one. Did they make sense? Not always. They were just fun little things that happened, and that's what this movie was. He goes from you know, being with people and he goes from a guy in a cave to a woman that flies him to a snake farm to the Amish country to bank robbers. I mean, he goes from one thing to the next to this farm. One of the places where I laughed was when he was staying on a farm for an evening. It was just so it was nostalgic and just heartwarming. I don't know what to say. I just was so happy that this movie happened, and I was so happy that I watched it the first night. You know, it was there all day. I've been waiting to watch it all day, and I was just psyched. I loved it. I got to give kudos to Paul Rubens. You know, he was Pee Wee again. I mean, he looked great. Whatever they did to make him look like he was basically Pee Wee Herman again, it was awesome. And you just you didn't even think that it's been 31 years since Pee Wee's Big Adventure. And he just fell right into the role. Not that he hasn't been doing the role for years still, but he just kind of, encompassed Pee-wee again. You didn't think, oh my God, there's an old Pee-wee. Oh my God, this looks so weird. Didn't think that once. And that is just, I don't know if that's, uh, uh, a compliment to Pee-wee and to the filmmakers and just Paul Rubens and the filmmakers and how they did it. Um, Whatever they did, if the guy just got in shape, I have no idea. But he just looked like Pee-wee. He acted like Pee-wee. He was Pee-wee. There was never once did I think, oh my God, it's so sad seeing him do this. Not at all. Not at all. And I discovered recently one of my favorite things about Pee-wee is when he is not the lighthearted, happy, smiling, goofy Pee-wee, when he kind of gets impatient and annoyed and angry. And there's a great, if you go on YouTube and look up Pee Wee Herman in the Alamo, that whole scene, he's basically just a frustrated, kid, whatever, who's just rolling his eyes, waiting to finally get into the basement, which of course there isn't one. And I realized that's just some of the best Pee Wee there is. And there's definitely little bits of that in this, where he gets angry, he gets scared, and I don't know, it's just the little things, it's not the big things that he does. It's the little faces he makes, the little noises. This is his reaction to other people. I'm always watching him to see how he reacts. And it's just one of my favorite things that Paul Rubens does. So, I this isn't a very long episode. It's not much for me to say because I just watched it. I just sat down. But yeah, I gave it the full 5 stars on Netflix. I want this thing to be well received, and I hope a lot of people watch it. It's different. It's like, I hope it makes a lot of money. No, that's not going to happen. I hope that it gets big ratings. No, that's not going to happen either. It's just there for you to enjoy it. Whether you watch it or you don't, it doesn't change how it, doesn't change anything really about it. I mean, Netflix knows that if it does good, I suppose, they can understand how many people watch it. The last I checked, earlier today, it received a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. The last I checked, it was at 81%, which means more people watched it and more people liked it. And if you like Pee Wee Herman, if you like silly movies, it's 90 minutes long. I couldn't recommend it enough. If you didn't like Pee Wee's Big Adventure, you're not going to like this. And it just means that you're just a sad, sad person. That's I feel bad for you, because there are certain joys in the world, and one of them is easily Pee Wee Herman, and Pee Wee's having his adventures or his holidays, whatever you want to call it. So I just want to say really quick, this is, Geek Mentality. You can find me online at Geek Mentality on Twitter. fansnotexperts.com/Geek Mentality. You can find us on Stitcher at Geek Mentality. And if you go on YouTube, search Fans Not Experts, and we're listed there. There's an old Geek Mentality YouTube channel. That is my channel when I had a Geek Mentality website. I'm going to try to see if I can fold that into the Fans Not Experts channel. But if you go to fansnotexperts.com, you can listen to this episode and any other episode that I put up on YouTube, through Stitcher, MP3. You can subscribe through iTunes, whatever. So really just not much else to say. Please watch this movie. It was really a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I look forward to watching it again and looking for little things. And I just want to give kudos to Joe Manganiello and Pee Wee Herman, because they both were awesome in this. And that's all I have to say. So that's my Pee Wee. And thank you, Netflix. Thank you, Paul Rubens. Thank you, Judd Apatow, and Paul Rust, who he's on another show on Netflix called Love. He co-wrote this. He had a small part in the beginning. He was one of the guys in the diner. He co-wrote this with Paul Rubens. Kudos to him too, because this was just exactly what I was hoping it would be. And I couldn't be happier. So that's all I got to say. And on a sad note, my wife is bringing me to a flower show in Boston tomorrow, and I just really wanted to say that, tonight was great. Tomorrow, I'm not so sure. All right, see you later.
Fans Not Experts.